Why is something so natural still surrounded by so much misinformation and stigma? Today, we are cutting through the noise and separating fact from fiction about the menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle is a natural process unique to the female reproductive system. It typically lasts anywhere from 24 to 38 days, during which the body prepares for a potential pregnancy by building up the uterine line. If no pregnancy occurs, the cycle resets with menstruation, commonly called a period, lasting about 3 to 7 days of bleeding. The menstrual cycle has 4 key phases. Menstruation starts the cycle when the uterine lining is shed. The follicular phase follows, preparing the egg for release. Ovulation is when the egg is released, and the luteal phase is the final stage, where the body awaits pregnancy or prepares to reset the cycle. This is just the foundation. For a deeper dive into each phase, check out our video on deconstructing the period, a heavy flow of info about the menstrual cycle, for a more detailed breakdown about the menstrual cycle. For centuries, myths about menstruation have shaped perception of women's bodies, often rooted in misunderstanding and misogyny. Today, we are tackling one such myth, the idea that menstruation is a form of detoxification. In ancient Greece, it was believed that women were unbalanced compared to men, who were seen as perfect. Menstruation was thought to expel excess moisture and toxins, reinforcing misconceptions about women's bodies. Let's compare menstruation to other excretions. Unlike urine and feces, which remove waste filtered by the kidneys and intestines, menstrual blood is not a waste product. It is a mix of normal blood, uterine tissue, and secretions. The liver and kidneys are the body's detoxification systems. They filter toxins from the blood and excrete them via urine or feces. The uterus plays no role in detoxifying the body. Here's the science behind menstruation. If no fertilized egg implants, progesterone drops, triggering menstruation. Blood vessels in the uterine lining constrict, cutting off oxygen and nutrients, causing the lining to break down. Over 4 to 5 days, the upper uterine layer is shed while the lower layer regenerates for the next cycle. By debunking myths, we eliminate stigma and promote understanding. Menstruation is not a detox, it's a natural process essential to reproductive health. For centuries, people believed the womb could move around the body, causing mood swings and depression. But in the 1930s, scientists linked the menstrual cycle to psychological symptoms. From there, PMS was mainly seen as a mental issue, overshadowing the physical symptoms. But is PMS really all in your head? Let's break it down. PMS, or premenstrual syndrome, includes both physical and psychological symptoms. It happens in the second half of the menstrual cycle after ovulation and before menstruation. It can impact daily life, and 47.8% of women of childbearing age experience PMS symptoms, so it's definitely not just in your head. PMS isn't just about mood swings. It can cause abdominal and back pain, headaches, bloating, breast tenderness, fatigue, nausea, and irregular bowel movements. A study in the Netherlands with 42,000 participants found that 85% of reproductive aged women experience abdominal or back pain. Psychological effects include depression, anxiety, mood swings, and irritability. The same study reported that 77% of women experience these symptoms. So what causes PMS? Researchers believe hormone fluctuations are to blame. During the luteal phase, estrogen and progesterone drop, which affect serotonin levels. Serotonin is a feel-good chemical that regulates your mood. When estrogen drops, serotonin follows, leading to fatigue, depression, food cravings, and sleep issues, all classic PMS symptoms. Understanding the science behind PMS is just the beginning. Now let's move on to debunking our final myth. There is a common myth that women should not exercise during their period because it might be harmful or make symptoms worse. But where did this belief come from? In the past, menstruation was seen as a sign of weakness. Some 19th century doctors even claimed that exercise could harm reproductive health or lead to hysteria. These ideas reinforced harmful stereotypes that menstruating women should rest and avoid physical activity. But science has completely debunked this. Research shows that staying active during your period is not only safe, but actually beneficial. A study published in the Journal of Women's Health found that 78% of women who exercise during their period experienced reduced cramps. Exercise boosts circulation and releases endorphins, your body's natural painkillers. This helps reduce cramps by counteracting prostaglandins, the hormone-like substances responsible for pain and inflammation. Research from the British Journal of Sports Medicine shows that physical activity lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, while increasing serotonin and dopamine, which improves mood and energy levels. That's why women in a 2022 study reported feeling less fatigued and irritable when they exercised during their cycle. So, should you skip your workout? Science says no. Light exercise like walking, stretching, or yoga can actually make your period symptoms better. Let's leave the myths behind and move forward with the facts. Research confirms that many people still feel uncomfortable discussing the topic of menstrual cycle. In the 2020 study, psychologist Maureen highlighted how menstrual shame is widespread, especially among young women. This silence creates harmful stigma, leading to a negative mental health impacts, misinformation, and even social exclusion. When we don't talk openly about periods, misinformation spreads, making people feel ashamed of a natural process. So how do we challenge menstrual stigma? Step 1. Talk about it. Open conversations at home, in school, and at work help break silence. Education is key. Teaching both boys and girls about menstruation early on fosters understanding and reduces shame. Using inclusive language also makes a difference. Words matter. Let's move away from terms that stigmatize menstruation and instead normalize it in everyday conversation. And finally, let's challenge harmful media stereotypes. Menstruation is not a weakness. It's a natural biological function, and we need more positive portrayals that focus on empowerment and self-care. Luckily, many organizations are already working to fight period stigma and promote menstrual equity. The Period Purse helps provide menstrual products to those in need while advocating for solutions to period poverty. Days for Girls focuses on providing reusable kits and menstrual health education to girls in marginalized communities. And right here at McMaster, Period McMaster works to reduce stigma by distributing menstrual products, hosting educational events, and advocating for better access to period supplies on campus. Menstrual stigma won't disappear overnight, but small actions make a huge impact. Together, we can normalize periods and ensure menstrual health is a right, not a privilege. Want to learn more? Check out our other videos on menstrual health, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that challenges the stigma.